Scammers, as we know, are becoming more and more sophisticated, targeting everything from your email to social media accounts to try and gain access to your finances. But how do you spot them? And more importantly, how do we stop them?
Our consumer editor, Alice Beer, has been looking into this, and you're revealing the top 5 scams that we need to know about this morning.
Yes, I think we just need to keep talking about them, keep them out in the open,
Totally agree.
discuss them.
Yep.
You know, for every person that says, oh, have you seen that WhatsApp scam? Hey, Mum, I've run out of money, blah, blah, blah. Every person will just hear. And there's a sort of embarrassment factor about being caught out or not recognising a scam. So let's just keep them out there in the open. They're going up, 235% up on last year. And as you say, so much more sophisticated that it's getting harder to spot.
Yeah.
So let's have a look through the latest ones. There's 2 text messages that I think are particularly horrible at the moment because they're preying on people's vulnerability. They both claim to be from the government. One is talking about winter heating subsidies and obviously just preying on that vulnerability that you're going to lose your fuel allowance. And the other one is talking about living expenses. But both of them have a sense of urgency. If you fail to update your information, you must apply by this closure date. And that says October the 12th, but there's plenty of these out there. The language is OK. The language is quite sophisticated. But then look at that link at the bottom. You would never be asked to click on a link. You would never be asked to, especially something like that that's got con written all over
reference
it.
at all.
But you never click on a link. If you're going to find out, oh, do I qualify for this? Do I need to fill in this? You go to the official government website, gov.uk, or you go to Citizens Advice and find out. Please tell your elderly relatives, tell vulnerable friends and family, never click on these things. They just want your information.
Yeah, it's how they look, though, too, isn't it?
fishy.
The look of it, like...
And 37% of people say they've had at least one scam text message every week.
The only one is that one on the right. It's quite amusing. At the bottom it says, "Thank you for your cooperation."
I know.
There's often, I don't know if you can zoom right at the bottom, if you remove the strap.
Yeah.
There, and it's just the odd little...
But you wouldn't spot that
No,
because you've seen urgency, you've seen a date, you've seen a link.
Something about that, something about the
Exactly.
grammar. And it's always, if you do get something like that, I would say just forward it to one of your young children or grandchildren and say, look, I've just been sent this, what is it? Is it real? Because I would never click on anything.
No, but that's the rule. Just don't click on a link.
Nothing gets past you, does it?
No,
That's not necessarily true, sadly. So you've got government ones, banking ones?
Yes, banking. There's always a banking, phishing email or text going around. This one, OK, Ben, spot the error. There isn't necessarily one. Is from Lloyds, supposedly, and it's saying, you know, you need to... we're updating a website. We've got a new look, blah, 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 blah. Please fill in the details. And it is actually quite... The one on the left is from Lloyds, apparently, and it's not bad. If you had clicked on the address of that email, you would see that it's not a genuine Lloyds address. That's always the thing to do. And again, there's a click here.
Yeah.
Don't click on the link. And your bank isn't going to suddenly contact you unsolicited. They're just not going to. The one on the right is interesting. That's a text message, and that's come from supposedly Nationwide. Now, if you look, somebody's having a lovely time trying to spend £724 in Selfridges. Caught,
easily done,
guilty.
Right? Yeah.
No, not me, not anyone, because that's just oh, my God, somebody's got my credit card. Panic, going to react. And that's what they do. Panic, react, sense of urgency, sort of out of the normal, suddenly caught. Of course, you're not going to call that number, but look, it's a proper number. It's an 0203 number. If you call that number, there'll be somebody waiting to harvest your details. Take your identity and then in the future, build up some bank fraud, access your bank account, or just build up identity fraud. And your identity is a very precious thing to keep on the internet.
But it's not just mobiles, it's also landlines. And as we were learning the other day, it's more that kind of elderly people who have landlines. So these are the people that are being targeted here.
80% of elderly people still have their landlines, and a lot of vulnerable and more senior people will welcome a phone call coming in. So won't be necessarily in a hurry, keen to get them off the phone. But they're just 2/3 of households generally have a landline, but it's just they tend to be the elderly and the more vulnerable. More than half of landline calls now coming in are from scammers.
More than half?
More than half.
Wow.
So you need to tell elderly relatives, people who still have that landline, that Every other one of these is going to be somebody who doesn't have your best interests at heart. Yeah. Honestly, I've always said the best thing to do is have a thing stuck by the phone or a post-it on the phone saying, thank you so much, I'm going to take your name and number and we'll call you back later. Just get that into the top of your head so that is an automatic reaction to a phone call. Thank you so much, we'll call you back later. And if it's genuine, there won't be a problem. And if it's not genuine, they've gone and they haven't taken your money.
That's a huge number, isn't it? 50% are
is
scam
massive.
calls to a landline. Let's talk about social media, though. 'cause
Oh,
there's something
social
there.
media. I mean, we just need to be really careful because, you know, it's so difficult for them to police it. And we, every now and then, are saying, look, you're not doing well enough policing it. But, you know, there's 3 billion Facebook accounts worldwide. So there's a long way to go. According to Action Fraud, about 33,500 people reported that their online accounts were hacked since August last year. Now, look at these. There's free giveaways. You know, young students especially are suckers for these. So there's a Monster giveaway, there's an iPhone 4 giveaway. All that they are doing is harvesting your details. You'll go and you answer some simple questions, and then they want your details, and they're building up for bank fraud or identity fraud. And the quizzes, again. If you're doing a quiz online, we all love a social media quiz. I wake up in the morning and I do crosswords and quizzes straight away. But have a little look, don't cheat. The eye colour you pick will reveal your truest trait. Well, I'll be right on this. And there we go, it's Halloween season. What's your spooky nickname? And all they're wanting all through this quiz is, what's your country nickname? Oh, I did that one. I think, I can't remember what mine was. It was Alice Honey or something like that. But all they want are my details, because then you're going to fill in your name, your age group. They're going to find out so much about you. So just leave them alone, OK?
What about deliveries? Everybody's kind of ordering stuff for Christmas.
Phishing emails go up by 400% over the festive period. Now, Every have issued an alert. They have taken down 12,000 fake websites recently. So there's a fourfold rise in fake Every scams going out there. People saying, put in your details, click on this link to get your parcel. You need to pay another bit of postage to get your parcel. Don't do it. Every is sending out an alert saying, please, we're not sending these out. They're not coming from us. Please don't click on the links. Just, you know, unusual links or any buttons that urge you to take action, do not click of them. And a lack of personal greeting or lack of personal information, like a tracking number, it's not from Every. It's really not going to be from Every.
OK, and lastly, some top tips on keeping our data and accounts clean.
Yeah, absolutely. Check that your data, you haven't been hacked. Check that you can go on sites like Have I Been Pawned, PWNED. It will tell you whether historically the company that you have, say it's an airline that has your information, has had a data breach. All these companies have massive data breaches, and if they've got your information and your password, your email address, then they've got access to you. So every now and then you've got to check, have I been hacked, or has the company that I deal with been hacked? Check your bank statements. Really important that you're looking out for small, insidious little items going through, and just keep on top of it. Clear your cookies regularly.
Well, look, I think it's always really great when we do this, Alice, and we sort of need to do it every couple of months, really, because they change all the time, don't they?
Definitely, but share the information with the elderly relatives as well.
For sure. Thanks, Alice. Thank you. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.